to you, and I know that that's what we're going to be talking about a lot this morning is holidays at the DeWitt County Museum. Joey, what is going on? I know, of course, last year we didn't have a whole lot to talk about with this, so it's going to be nice to get folks back in and just enjoy the ambience of the DeWitt County Museum during the holidays.
That's right. So we definitely are looking forward to some happy holidays at the homestead. So we actually have quite a few things planned for the upcoming season. Um, First thing that comes to mind is, of course, the candlelight tours. Those always kick off on the Friday following Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So this year that puts us at November 26th. And the entire mansion is decorated for the holidays, every room decorated in what I like to call full Victorian splendor. And the rooms are illuminated by candlelight.
Absolutely. And when you drive by the museum, I've been in there for the candlelight tours a couple of times myself. That on its own is spectacular, but I just enjoy driving by the museum on a nice cold winter night, Joey. You know, maybe you're coming back into town or you're strolling through town. It's just really nice to drive by the museum and just feel, you know, kind of that holiday energy that it vibes. You know what I mean?
Steph, I know exactly what you mean. So here, I will admit this to you and everyone who's listening. Yesterday I went into work. I worked all day, and 5 o'clock I'm leaving. Time to go home, take care of what needs to be taken care of at home. I pulled out of the drive, made my left turn, looked at the lights and the house and everything. I actually went around the block and went back and parked in the museum's lot across from the museum and sat there and looked for a few minutes just because it looks so good to me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
It does. It just makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. It does. It's one of those, like, to me, you know, especially in Clinton, you know, the downtown square getting decorated is kind of that, you know, like it's a bit early just because they have to prepare for the weather and the elements and all of that stuff. The city puts all that together, but you know, that's kind of the first real, like, it feels like the holidays. But then the museum being decorated and lit up, now that kind of puts the icing on the cake, if you will.
I agree. I agree with you. Yes.
Sure. So, Joey, of course, I believe the candlelight tours kick off that Friday after Thanksgiving, which is a big day. There's a lot of things happening at the museum. Walk us through what's going on that first Friday for the candlelight tours.
So that first Friday on November 26th will be the premiere showing of the house. So the way that this works is candlelight tours take place in the evenings from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So no reservations, nothing like that. You just come to the front door. The doors are open from 5 to 7:30. It is what we call a self-guided tour. So you just take as much or as little time, whatever your schedule allows, walking through the house, and just taking in, all of the pretty decorations and enjoying the entertainment. We have on that first night, we will have Jim Holland singing Christmas carols. So that's always very popular night with people. People just, really like listening to him and his wonderful voice. And then we have consecutive candlelight tours scheduled as well. They fall every Friday evening. So it would be November 26th, December 3rd, December 10th, and December 17th. Now on December 17th, I know that the Daniel sisters will be in the music room singing Christmas songs as well. Mm-hmm. And then we have some things that we're still working out for December 3rd and December 10th. But it's just a great feeling. It's very festive. It's a chance to get out, to enjoy the holiday season, maybe run into some friends that you haven't seen for a while. And it just it's just a great feeling.
Sure is. And the nice thing about it is that it's kind of a relaxing atmosphere at the same time, Joey. You can just kind of come in, do things at your own pace. You know, you don't feel hustled and bustled. That's kind of an added bonus to it as well.
That's right. And it's definitely, come as you are type thing and, just drop by whenever you can. Now, we usually do have a pretty large crowd on that first night. So, of course, we have the museum parking located on the west side of the building. But I would also want to remind people that we have additional parking available in the lot across the museum, across the street from the museum. So, that would be the lot that faces the front of the home. And normally during the daytime tours, you would enter the museum through the west porch entrance. But for candlelight tours, guests are asked to come to the front door. So you would enter through the front door, and then we will greet you there and get you started on your tour. And I also want to add that the museum gift shop is also open during those extended evening hours. So it's a great chance to get out and do some shopping.
Sure is. So be a part of that. And of course, that just kicks off the holidays, Joey. What happens after that night? Again, our guest on the phone is Joey Long, Executive Director of the DeWitt County Museum in C.H. Moore Homestead.
Well, that is actually not the only thing taking place that evening on November 26th. We have a special visitor coming to the carriage barn. Can you guess who that might be?
I'm going to venture a guess that Kris Kringle is going to make an appearance, Joey.
That's right. So Santa will be in the carriage barn on the evening of Friday, November 26th. He will be there from 5 to 7 p.m. to greet visitors. And Wood Photography Studio will be there to take pictures. So you can bring your little ones or the entire family and have your holiday photo taken. There is no admission required for the carriage barn and the Santa night. And the photo purchase, of course, is optional.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So be a part of that. And I'm sure that is a draw on its own, Joey, because that is a quite a scene where you take those pictures.
Yes, it's always decorated so nice. Santa in the sleigh with all the Christmas trees and everything. And it's just done so well. And Mark Woods does a fantastic job. He's so professional, in what he does and creates beautiful photographs. And for a lot of people, it has become, an annual tradition. It's the chance, to get the little ones in to see Santa and maybe, get their list to him early. But at the same time, a chance to maybe have a family photo taken. So it's a really, really nice, a nice evening out there in the carriage barn.
Sure, definitely. So anything else on that Friday, Joey, that I haven't mentioned? I don't want to skip over anything else. Did I miss anything there?
That will be everything for that Friday.
Awesome. Very good. And again, the museum is open, I believe, Friday and Saturdays the rest of the month. Am I remembering that right?
Oh, yes, we're open all week. So we still have our regular museum hours, which are Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5, and then 1 to 5 on Sunday. And so, if a candlelight tour or something in the evening doesn't fit into someone's schedule, people can still drop by and take the more traditional, daily tour. The house is decorated, for Christmas, but the candles aren't lit, and the lights aren't dim. So it's a little different feeling. But yes, we are there until December 31st.
Very good. So check all that out. And candlelight tours continue on as well. So be a part of those. And Joey, when you talk about candlelight tours, as the season goes along, do you find that the museum gets busier and busier?
I would say, honestly, the museum is always busy. We are always preparing for something, be it the Apple and Pork Festival, the Quilt Show, the Tractor Show, a special event. So no more so than usual, but I would say that the decorating for the Christmas season does involve, I would say, a lot of volunteer traffic in the house. Mm-hmm. So each room is assigned to, a group of ladies. We have the board members that work on the rooms, and then we also bring in volunteers that are willing to help as well. So the decorating began the first week of November, and that's when they, hit the ground running and started with their decorating. And it will continue clear up to probably a day or two before the event, just so they get all those final touches put in and everything is staged just as they want it.
Perfect. Very good. Well, Joey, I look at the clock. We could use a timeout here, but did I miss anything on candlelight tours specifically that you wanted to get to this morning?
I think we covered it.
Joey Long, Joey, by the way, where do folks go to learn about all things DeWitt County Museum, candlelight tours, and the like?
Well, I am sad to report that we have a little glitch with our new website. So that, at the present time, would not be where to look. So probably the best thing would be to look us up on Facebook under DeWitt County Museum. They can give us a phone call at the museum. That would be 217-935-6066. Or, we just talked about our doors are open all week long except for Mondays. So if anyone wanted to just stop in with a question, they're welcome to do that too.
Again, Joey Long is the executive director of the DeWitt County Museum and C.H. Moore Homestead, our guest on the phone here for this morning. We've got more with her coming up on the WHOW Morning Show.
Your local garage door experts. Screaming Eagle Door Company in Clinton can install the new garage door or repair the one you have. Servicing most brands, find out more by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your own home without the maintenance. If you're 55 or better, a beautiful Liberty Village villa could be yours. This is Erin, and I invite you to come take a tour of our move-in ready villa. Click the Liberty Village icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Simply the finest.
The Miller Media Group is looking for someone who's local in sales and wants to advance their career. We have an immediate opening for an account executive who understands the importance of small businesses to our local economy. Just bring your sales expertise to us and we'll train you with above average pay along the way. Prove yourself to us and you could be promoted to sales manager for our radio group with a great compensation package. It all starts with an email to sales@randyradio.com. That's sales@randyradio.com. We're an equal opportunity employer.
Hi, from Ramey Miller, daughter of Randy Miller and managing director at Run Deep Coaching. Do you ever feel like you were meant for more or want more meaning in your life? Do you just feel stuck or even down? I'll help you discover your life's purpose by looking inward and strengthen the gifts you already have within you. Through my personal life and business coaching, we'll create long-lasting, meaningful change to help you grow from the inside out. One of my clients said that my coaching not only helped her become more focused, but strengthened her confidence, which resulted in discovering her career direction. Another client said, after a chat with Ramey, I feel as though my thoughts and feelings have been clearly understood. I would love to work with you. Feel free to reach out for a free 30-minute consultation to see if it's a good fit to work together. Go to www.rundeepcoaching.com. That's rundeepcoaching.com. rundeepcoaching.com. I can't wait to hear from you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Today's morning show can be heard by downloading the free WHOW mobile app in your favorite store.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. And again, Joey Long is the executive director of the DeWitt County Museum and the C.H. Moore Homestead, my guest on the phone here for this morning. Joey, let's talk New Year's Eve at the mansion and some special things going on there. What do you have for us?
Yeah, so they decided to do something special this year. It just so happens that New Year's Eve falls on a Friday evening. And so they decided to open the mansion doors on New Year's Eve and cordially invite everyone to start their New Year's Eve with us at the homestead. So we will have the mansion staged to ring in the new year. They will be serving some light refreshments. We'll have music. And again, this would be, a self-guided type thing. Again, no reservations necessary. You just stop by anytime between 5 and 7 p.m. The admission is $5 per person. And then something that I'm kind of excited about, I've had a lot of fun working on this project, is I've gone through old newspapers and came across old clippings telling of New Year's Eve events or celebrations of the past here in County. So I think people will find that very interesting.
That should be really interesting, and I'll bet some of the tales and the pictures are going to be, pretty fascinating to look at. I would think, at least.
I found them interesting, just to see the different ways that, over the years of how New Year's Eve was celebrated or observed.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, what we're doing with this open house is how the Victorians celebrated New Year's. Now, they normally didn't do this on New Year's Eve. They would do it on New Year's Day. But on New Year's Day, your house was open to callers. And so people would go from house to house to house and sit down and visit, maybe have a cup of tea, enjoy a couple cookies, have a little conversation, and then be on their way to the next house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you can imagine, this was quite a popular holiday for young gentlemen who might be thinking of courting a young lady.
Why is
So
that?
we have some interesting stories about that thrown in.
That's really cool. Joey, I've got a question. I have to confess, I'm actually not going to be around New Year's Eve this year. So if someone is in the position like I am and they're not going to be around, or, they've got plans and they can't get out of them, things of that nature, is this a display that they can perhaps come back and check out after the first of the year? Because, I myself would actually kind of like to check that out after the first of the year. How about that?
Well, unfortunately, that date, December 31st, the last day of the year, is the last day for the museum being open. And then we reopen our doors in April.
I'd forgotten about that. That's right. That's right.
Oh, you've given me an idea, Seth. I don't see why I couldn't post some of those little clippings on Facebook after the event. Maybe people would enjoy reading those on New Year's Day.
I think so. That would be really neat. Yeah, that's a great idea, Joey. It's amazing the ideas we come up with on this show for us.
That's right. Yeah, we
Definitely
do a lot of brainstorming on here, don't we?
We do, just a little bit. All right, Joey. So New Year's Eve, that anything else on that particular open house day you'd like to talk about? And like you said, of course, the museum closes for the next several months after that. So anything, though, on New Year's Eve we missed that you want to put out there?
I think we've covered it.
What are you focused on after the first of the year for the as we roll into 2022? What are you going to be looking at for that time frame?
Well, those 3 months, January, February, March, when we're closed, I'm still working on things. And so it varies from year to year what the major projects might be. But this year I am working on a few different exhibits. And so one that I'm working on right now that I'm very excited about is Historic Houses of DeWitt County. You and I have talked about that a little bit on the air. And originally my cutoff time for people to bring in their photos and their stories about old houses in DeWitt County was mid-October. But Seth, I had so many wonderful things come in, I couldn't shut it down. I thought, nope, this is just going to be bigger and better than I had envisioned. So I still have items coming in. I invite people to, submit something if they have something that they think might be of interest. The idea of this is the fact that no matter how grand or how humble a home, every house has a history. Every house has a story.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that going into this, but as people bring their photographs and their stories to me, every person that comes in offers in conversation why this house is special, why this house means something to them. So, one house, the gentleman said, 6 generations of my family have lived in this home.
Holy smokes.
Another house, the bricks were actually, the clay was dug on site and they were fired there on site. Some houses, something, some special incident took place there. It's amazing. Everyone has a reason of why their house is special in their eyes.
That's going to be quite an exhibit. Definitely look forward to that. That'll be probably the highlight of when you get folks back in. Starting, I think April 1st is the date, if I'm remembering right. So
you are remembering right, and that is the plan. So
yeah,
when we open the museum, open the Mr. Moore's house to the public, April 1st, I'm going to have this exhibit up. And I think those two concepts will complement each other quite well.
Very good. Very good. Joey, as we talk here for this morning, I look at the clock, about a minute left. Anything we missed today, whether it's your house exhibits, are you still looking for contributions for that? Otherwise, what did I miss today that you want to put out there for us, Joey?
Well, I think we covered it pretty well, but yes, I am certainly looking for more house submissions. People can email that information to me. They can stop by and, drop it by. However they want to do that. I want to make it clear I'm not asking for your original copy of your house photo. If you just come by, the easiest thing is I just snap a picture of it with my camera, and then you take your original with you, and I have the copy. I want to remind people that actually this year, the way the calendar falls, is a little short as far as Christmas candlelight tours. There are only so many Fridays that fall into that. So again, you have November 26th, December 3rd, 10th, and 17th. Sometimes you have as many as 6 Fridays, sometimes 5, but it's a short season. So be sure to get that on your calendar and plan to come by and see us for a candlelight tour.
Very good. Can't wait to, Joey. We'll see you there. Joey Long is the executive director of the DeWitt County Museum and C.H. Moore Homestead. Network News on the way.